In this video, we're going to move on to our next big subject, which is type annotations and type inference. These are technically two different systems inside of Typescript, but we're going to talk about them in parallel for a very good reason. Just to make things a little bit more complicated as well, these two different features apply slightly differently to variable declarations, functions, and objects. So we're going to first talk about type annotations and inference as applied to variables. Then we'll take a break and talk about them applied to functions and then objects and so on. For each of these different subjects, we're going to once again go through some plain definition and overview. We'll then take a look at some different code examples that we're going to write out together. You'll notice I swapped these two steps right here this time around. So we'll then talk about why we care about this annotation and inference stuff, and then we'll discuss when to use it. So let's get to it. First off, some plain definitions. So type annotations, what is that? A type annotation is some tiny bit of code that you and I are going to write to tell Typescript what type of value a variable refers to. All right, now before expanding on that definition, let's talk about what type inference is. So with type inference, Typescript is going to attempt to automatically figure out what type of value a variable refers to. Now you'll notice that the kind of definition of both these are very similar. In both cases, it's what type of value a variable will refer to. So the interesting thing about type annotations and type inference is that they're kind of at odds with each other. In one case, you and I are adding in a little bit of code to tell Typescript what different types we are working with. With type inference, we are relying upon Typescript to do that work for us. So these two features are a question of, are you and I going to do everything manually, or are we going to leave it up to Typescript? That's what the big question here is. And that's what is going to be the big focus of our discussion about, why we care about these features and when to use them. Now let's take a quick pause right here. We're going to come back in the next video and start taking a look at a couple of different code samples. So quick pause and I'll see you in just a minute.